Hi, everyone. Jeff Lee here, Program Director of TMASF Connects. I'll once again be joined by Jen Pollard, our Chief Operating Officer, and Shirley Lin, our Marketing Associate. Today, we are continuing our series of informational interviews with Dale Roberts, founder of Centarus. As a disclaimer, please note that Centarus is a partner and the IT team of TMASF Connects. We are continuing our series on cybersecurity and the topic of data breaches. We do have a fact sheet available online, and notes for some of the terms used today will be available at the end of the video as well. Continuing on, Dale, what should we do if our information is compromised or breached or leaked in any way?
You know, Jeff, I think the first thing you should always do is contact your IT service provider. So you want to let them know ASAP. Your provider should have an incident response type of plan or a pretty good idea on general next steps. These days, another next step is to contact your cybersecurity insurance provider as well. Depending on the extent of the breach, they may be able to assist with bringing in some additional third-party resources if required. We've been involved in a couple of these recently where we've helped out on some larger breaches, and it's pretty amazing. It's almost ran like a construction job. You have kind of a general contractor with subcontractors coming in, forensics analysis, analysts, could be desktop support people, the lawyers are on the call, even the professional negotiator. So it's very, we had daily calls in the last couple of them for about 30 minutes at a time. Quite an involved process.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, you bet.
So Dale, how do large data breaches, and when I mean large, like, people that have thousands of accounts at their companies get compromised? I mean, how does that happen to an organization?
It's very similar for the previous podcast, where it can just be a kind of a malicious link in a URL and a email. Could be a malicious attachment as well. Sometimes there's viruses and malware that sits on systems for months at a time, for maybe even over a year, just to kind of recognize that history and gather those patterns on users. So once it's then malware takes over, it can on a larger scale, it's something like a Colonial Pipeline last year, for example, is an example of that. All it took was one password. It was a user's VPN password that was compromised.
Wow.
So, that led to a delay in half of our country's fuel supply. It was huge. And, $5 million in ransom. I think some of it was retrieved, but it's quite the impact.
So I think a lot of people don't know, if one person gets an email that has malicious software on there, it can actually affect an entire corporation.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Yeah, especially if you're on either like a network, a peer-to-peer network, files and viruses can propagate through file shares. So that can happen through something even like Dropbox. There are some mechanisms in place with cloud providers that can help prevent that. But if you're on a standard network with a file share or a mapping, that can easily switch over and affect other computers pretty quickly. Absolutely.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Sure.
So Dale, we covered numerous topics with you on protecting our information, from managing passwords to familiarizing ourselves with suspicious messages. On this topic, is there one takeaway, or is there anything you would like to share with the audience regarding data breaches?
I'm probably going to give the same answer as always, but I think just, use best practices with cybersecurity. Use your 12-character password or passphrase, two-factor authentication on everything, from your Dropbox to your email to even your Best Buy login. But just be aware. This cybersecurity is always ongoing. It's not a set and forget type of task. So train yourself. Make sure your provider is providing those short videos and then is providing the type of content you need, as well as your fellow employees, to keep everything safe. Always ongoing.
Thank you, Dale.
You bet.
Well, I must say, I'm pretty surprised by the fact that the same ways that bad actors use to infiltrate individuals can be kind of replicated and used to infiltrate much larger organizations. I was really expecting a different tactic that they use, but it is very surprising to know that. Thank you, Dale. And thank you for your time today, as always. We hope everyone finds these videos helpful. For more information, please visit our website and see our fact sheets at tmasfconnects.org. If you want more information on IT solutions, please reach out to Centarus at centarus.co. Thanks, everyone.
Take care.